Alright YouTube, what is going on? It is ConflctNerd Cam here today, bringing you episode number 10 of our Transport Fever Let's Play. Starting off today's episode, we're going to go ahead and basically just see how our trams are doing. So at the end of the last episode we went ahead and added in quite a lot more trams onto our line, so I think we went from 6 to 10, which was a bit of an upgrade. But with that done, hopefully we'll start to see a lot more movement around Sale and a much better movement around Sale, because over the past few episodes we've had a lot of issues, I guess you could say. Now at this stop here we seem to have a lot of people waiting. It's a mixture, it's for the tram and it's also for the Sale Wembley line, which I guess either or are going to take you along to the station here. This station's got a lot of people waiting and it looks like it's for the tram, so the tram looks like it is becoming a popular choice, which is good. The frequency, it isn't bad. It could definitely do, 100 seconds. We just added some more in, so we can always go ahead and add some more in at any time. But let's just go ahead and analyse, I guess, all of our other lines. So the original train loop is that's getting me 45 million a year. You can see I'm on 343 million right now, which I just smile so much when I say that, like, wowee. However, that's actually, like, when some new trains come out, we're going to spend a lot of money upgrading trains anyway, so, and interestingly in this episode we're going to upgrade quite a lot of trains as well. That is the plan. The bus that goes, the Wembley Connect isn't making profit, however that just got recently made. However, I'm starting to think the frequency isn't high enough there, because 66 seconds for a Connect isn't that amazing. But I just don't really see that many people waiting at bus stops right now, so, but I mean that only just got built, so again we'll give that some time. Overall though, everything else is doing pretty good. In this episode I want to continue to go ahead and upgrade from our old, I still have absolutely no idea how to pronounce this bus, I've been calling it the Sour to Share, I think, though I really think I'm wildly out there. Anyway, let's go ahead and upgrade these remaining buses from the Sour to Share up to the new Mercedes-Benz. So 25%, yes. Select Mercedes-Benz first. It'd be really good if there was a universal way to do this, honestly. Really, really useful. Because it's just... I've only got a few lines to upgrade here, which isn't too bad, but... Actually, I take that back. I'll just fast forward this bit. So with all those lines now set to auto upgrade, there should just be a universal feature to go ahead and do that. But anyway, analysing the lines, there's some bus lines which are at 2 million now, which is really good. The Loughton Haverhill line is doing extremely well, and understandably, it's just because of the fact that Haverhill's a big place and so's Loughton. Haverhill's at a population of 2,000, which is absolutely mental. Loughton's probably just about the same, if not more, so 2,500. You can just see the amount of people waiting around here, so, and the thing is, every train that pulls in, pretty much this station is near enough full, so people are struggling to get on the train to go between the towns, so they're going on the buses, so, and the buses work, and there's always people waiting at the bus stops. There's a lot of people in particular, like here, waiting, and it's given me the impression that I should go ahead and add more buses onto the Connect, because again there's lots of people waiting here, 68 in fact, and again the buses are full, so I think it's time to go ahead and add some more buses on to the Connect. So the bus depot is right here. We're just going to go ahead and add quite a lot. In saying that though, that obviously has a backfire because I don't know what, so that's the Loughton Connect, so I don't know, let's just go and do it. Let's just go ahead and do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 I think we'll add onto this and just see how they do. So you should be the BC Loughton Connect, so off you guys go. And hopefully that will just get some people moving. There's just a wee bit of too much deadlock at some bus stops in the town. I could actually do with adding in more bus stops because this place has grown quite a bit, and I can imagine Haverhill's the same. Haverhill has grown a lot actually. But I just want to see how the trams in Sale do before we go ahead and actually alter lines, because I might go ahead and add into tram lines into these places, just because I feel that trams could be a better solution to just adding in more bus vehicles, and especially because we can go ahead and build larger stations as well. I do definitely think that would work. Anyway, so let's go ahead and you're getting assigned to the Haverhill Connect. Just add a few you guys on there as well, just because there seems to be a lot of people waiting at bus stops there. The train station's an interesting one. And what I'm going to try to do actually is go back on what I said during the last episode. I'm going to go ahead and extend the length of trains, one, and I'm also going to upgrade a lot of trains in this episode, the older kind, the Flying Scotsman, just because they get phased out in 1975 anyway, so it's about time for them to go ahead and get upgraded, changed a little bit, and modernised, just so it can support, I guess, the modern line's needs, because, I mean, if you look at the left-hand side here, it's literally, I'm guessing the game does it in grid format, but it's basically one person in front and one person behind. But literally every single spot up this platform, I guess, is gone ahead and been filled. Like, okay, there's a tiny wee gap there where my mouse is, but I mean, it's just crazy the amount of people that are waiting. Overall, there is 255 people waiting to go on that side, so all these trains that are coming in are full, so we need to go ahead and do something about it, and I need to just stop moaning about it. But as you can see, the current train pretty much extends the whole length of the station, and as we'll see with this one coming in, which I can imagine you're already full anyway, so how can you pick up any of the 400 odd passengers that are there? We just need to go ahead and make longer trains. That's the bottom line, longer trains. So what we're going to go ahead and do is upgrade the train station, and we need to do this for all of them. I'm going to try and be really cocky, but that's going to cause a problem. Could we go for 240? I'd be happy at 240, but this is going to take quite a while to do. So I think to do all this on all the stations in this line, we're going to have to go ahead and pause the game. I'll wait for this train to get out the way because I don't want to cause us too many issues. So basically, I originally decided to go ahead when the train was, or the line was not operating as a full circle. I did junctions before every single station and after every single station, but we can go ahead and rip those up now because there's no need for that. And we can go ahead and hopefully extend the train platforms no problemo. So we're going to go ahead and jump back here a little bit. Now I do realise, yes, that has made an error with train 14 and an error with both the clockwise and anti-clockwise lines for loop. Oh, I cut half a train disappeared there. For our original loop 1. However, I think I'm going to need to go ahead and take up this track, so go ahead and extend the train station anyway. So let's upgrade you to 320, which we can now go ahead and do. Second street connection is definitely not needed at that stage, so that is that new longer station built, and now all we need to do is go ahead and just line you guys up. Pretty simply. We're going to have to do this for all the stations though, which isn't going to be fun. I mean, this one isn't too bad because it's on a relative flat anyway, but some of the stations we've built, I think Greenlays or Fairford or Pateley Bridge, one of those is just awful. We're going to have to do quite a bit of work. As you can see here, we might have to go ahead and actually jump back quite a bit here. I think we're going to have to jump back before the level crossing because the approach is quite a bit different. It's quite a bit out. And we need to go ahead and accommodate for that. So if we connect you up to there, this is going to cause a lot of issues, which I don't like at all. So I don't know why I got darker there. Is that just my screen? No, it's getting darker there. Why is it getting darker there? That's strange. Anyway, I think the easiest solution for this, is there a bus on that? I don't think there's even a bus on that road. So we can just go ahead and take the road out temporarily and then just go ahead and relay it. I think all... Oh Jesus, what is that? That's just to, I suppose, Haverhill to Chesham. I can't remember if there's even a bus there, but hopefully the routes should refine themselves anyway, so let's get on with building this track though and making the alterations we need. So that there's costing 55k and that there's costing 43k. That is that done. Let's go ahead and grab the medium streets. Reconnect use. It's not going to be possible unfortunately, so we'll go ahead and... Too much slope. Like, I don't understand this error very well, I don't think. Will that work? Yup, it creates a hideous zig, but it will do. So no warning, so I think, if I'm correct in saying, you can just continue on now. So let's just start playing the game at full speed again. I believe hopefully loops 1 or both anti and loop 1 should still stop here. So you stop there, and yep, okay, you guys are okay, so that is great to see. And it basically refines the routes, even though I disconnect the chain, which is good. So what I'm going to have to go ahead and do is do this for pretty much every single station, because if we have it at a length of 320, then it means we can just do so much more, and it'll make my life so much easier. I do want to go ahead and add in some more signals though before we leave the station, but this is pretty much what I'm going to be doing for the next... It's going to take me quite a while actually, probably 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm just going to speed this part up just because there's no need for you to actually watch this part. Right, so that is all the stations upgraded to at least 240. A lot of them were actually already there, which was good. I guess it was the older traditional train stations, the ones we first built. Those were causing us the biggest issues. Ride was the biggest one. I actually had to delete the full station just because it wasn't cooperating, and I had to go ahead and restart the line. So I guess you can see where the old station sort of came in, and you can see there's a bit of a... It's not the prettiest, admittedly, coming into the station there, but I mean the trains have to slow down to come in anyway, so it's not that bad. Unfortunately right now we have multiple trains going the same direction. You're an anti-train, and you're a... okay, there's something very wrong here. And the thing is, I don't think you guys have a track crossover, so... something's gonna go pretty wrong pretty soon. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a crossover, because I think there is a crossover needed in the line for a situation like this, because trains might be on the wrong tracks right now, which obviously is not good going forward. So let's go ahead and just create a crossover by the depots here, just in case trains do need to switch track, because something isn't right. If we go into line manager here, 3 trains on both the loop 2s. The one train's going the wrong way, I'm pretty sure, though it's disappeared now. That is what you call magic. It maybe sorted itself out and left the other way. Sometimes trains just flip on themselves, so... but obviously, the train stations that I have upgraded, for example, Ride, have lost all their passengers, which is interesting. But with that done, I mean, a lot of these train stations are still chock-a-block, but it means we can go ahead and work on making new trains. That was the purpose of this. So this is the first original rail depot, which we're actually going to go ahead and get rid of, which is a bit of a shame. But we're going to go ahead and use a similar system to what we're using now on the Loop 2. We're going to have a train depot for one side and a train depot for the other. Again, we still have the option of going ahead and adding in a second train station into Ride, and Ride is going to be the next time to get trams as well, I think, because I think it'd be really effective. We've added in more buses, but it's just not really solved much, to be honest. I mean, we've still got, like, at this bus stop here alone, 145 people waiting, which... for a bus stop, I mean, that shouldn't be like that. A bus stop should have maybe 20 people waiting maximum. Anyway, let's go ahead and get these new train depots in here. So, they're basically just going to be quite basic. They're just going to come off of this line here, roughly around about here. Can we make a better junction than that, please? There we go. And then let's go ahead and jump into trains, jump into depots. Again, it's gone dark. What is that all about? Really, really strange. Never had that before in my life. But that is one depot built. And then let's go ahead and rotate you around. And that is the second depot built. So what the upgrade purpose is, as you can see, we have 359 million. That is going to go ahead and sort out... Basically, I want to go ahead and get rid of these older trains. These are the Flying Scotsman. I believe this was the first train it looks like we ever bought, actually. So the Flying Scotsman was the old engine we're using. We've started to go ahead and deploy the new, I think it's the Class A4. So we need to go ahead and upgrade these trains, the Flying Scotsman, just because they're about to expire. They run out of, I guess, life cycle in 9 years' time. Which is kind of a shame actually, because they've been the iconic train from the start, so we need to go ahead and upgrade to these, and I also want to go ahead and upgrade to the new carriages as well. Now these two lines, obviously Ride's changed things a little bit because they're down quite a bit in profit. They were at, what, 25 million each, which was pretty nice at the start of the episode. So ideally we're going to try go ahead and get it back to that stage. So let's go ahead and buy some new trains. Now this is going to be expensive, but we are going to get a return on some of the old trains, so it's not going to seem that bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with a Class A4 locomotive. I'm not going to upgrade to electric just yet. I don't feel we're quite there yet. I mean, the electric trains we have, I don't actually feel... That one there's not bad. But, to be fair actually, it's kind of tempting. That can go up to 120 kilometers. Now, you know what? We're going to go with this for the time being. So we're going to buy one of you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to stick 8 carriages on you of the new kind. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're 0.2 kilometers now. I'm going to go ahead and throw one of these onto the track and make sure it actually fits into a station before we go ahead and move on with things. So you are the pink train line. You're on the side of the pink train line. So let's go ahead and assign you. You must be the anti. So let's go ahead and see how you do. I actually want to monitor this and see how it does. Put the game to second speeds. ×2 and see how you do. So you can hold 168, so there's an extra capacity of what, 48 seats on this train, so we'll go ahead and see how you do. Looking really nice actually. The new carriages are much longer, and this is a pretty long train, so I just hope it... That's going to be too long. It might, I don't know, 240 meters, it's obviously going to be able to fit into a 320, but not all train stations are 320. And I don't think there's a need. So we'll have to wait and see. I believe this train now, top speeds can go up to... I believe the carriages can go up to 140 and the train locomotive itself is 145. Or it's the other way around. Whereas before, the max speed of the Flying Scotsman was only... Some signals are wrong there actually. Some signals are, I believe, I think it's 120 the max speed of the Flying Scotsman, so, but I don't really think we'll get up to 140 to be honest. Just the way, like, I mean, we're down to 66 there, we're up at over 100, but we had to drop quite sharply there. And this game is struggling in this camera, like the frame drop is just mad. It's not my recorder, it's the game by the way, so this is interesting. This is not what I want to see. We have a queue. Waiting for a free path. Are you held up? You're okay. We could have an issue here. So what is the problem? Trains don't seem to be going forwards. Okay, I see the issue. It's because I believe I upgraded this train station as well, so it's gone ahead and caused quite a few problems, and we're into 1967, which is pretty cool. So we need to go ahead and just to solve this issue here, build you. And you should strum over. We might have a few issues like this on the line, and that's probably dropped the profitability of both of them because it's gone ahead and muck things up a little bit. But now all the trains should be shunting forwards and going ahead and continuing to make that dollar bills, and then we'll be able to see if this new train here fits into the station. I'm kind of worried now that there's other situations like that along the lines. I'm looking for other trains, and doesn't seem to be any more trains bunched up, which is a good thing. Nah, I think we're good. What's going on here though? It's just 2 trains passing each other there. Chesham it's got 3 trains. It's kind of busy, but they're all at different platforms, which is good. This station is becoming really, really busy. But that's good to see. That's how I like it. Anyway, bouncing back over here, you are just waiting to get into the station now. I'm a bit worried, to be honest. I don't know if you're going to fit. You could fit. You could fit. I'm optimistic. I should be optimistic. I obviously should be optimistic. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see in a second. So in you guys come. A nice cash drop there of 1 million pretty much. And I really like to try and get these. I mean, I think what I'm going to do in the next episode is probably actually split the line or this larger loop into 2. I suggested that in the last episode and I've been thinking about it and I think I will. So you fit. You do fit. 100% you do fit. This is a 240, I believe. Yeah, so you're a 240. So... And you can, yep, okay, so, and that train's pretty much filled up, so that's basically what we're going to be going ahead and upgrading to going forward in the future. So hopefully that queue will go ahead and sort itself out over time. Reach at least 80% passenger line usage in a town. That's interesting. What's that for? What time's this? What bus stop's that? North Street in... That's Wembley. Ooh, Wembley must be busy. Wembley's weird actually. I suppose the Connect's just getting going there, so at least the station's getting a lot more use, and hopefully the Loop 2, Anti, and... Nah, see that's strange, the Clockwise is really struggling to make money there. The Anti is peaked into profit. It did last episode, but it's just a bit all over the place. The tram for sale, you need more trams. That is pretty much the problem. Though there's not a lot of people waiting on trams, which is strange. What is the issue then? The frequency obviously isn't high enough. Lots of people seem to be walking everywhere. Right, where are our trams? How busy are you, tram? Your trams aren't that busy. That's starting to worry me. Should we go ahead and put buses and trams? Like, I just see people walking literally everywhere right now. Which, I mean, it's obviously healthy for them, but it's not good for my trams. It's not good for the profit of the line. It's not good in general. I think, yeah, we did get a new tram actually, so we might as well just go ahead and buy lots of you guys and see if you guys make a difference. So let's just go ahead and spam you guys on to there and see how you do. So that should up the frequency. The frequency isn't high enough. I definitely can tell that. So that's 57 seconds, so hopefully that will go ahead and change stuff. It seems to be working quite well up this end of the town, but people are getting off the train and they're not coming over to the big station, which is strange. So I might actually have to make use of this bus stop right outside. We'll see how things go anyway going forwards and see how those new trams do. Anyway, we're in the process of upgrading trains and that's what we're going to continue to do. So what we're going to do is we are going to, let me look at this here. So we need to go ahead and buy 6 of those, basically what we built. So let's go ahead and buy, and this is where the expensive, this is where it's going to be costly. So buy one of you, then we're going to scroll down and we're going to buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is that train created, and then we need to duplicate this once more, and that's costing, it's costing 15 million a train, and we need to have 5 of you, so that's just spent 5 times 15 is 75 million. Now individually you guys are all going to get assigned to the Anti, and then you're going to, I'll let you guys work, get into play, and then we'll, I should probably just start pulling the old train straight away, to be honest, because it's just going to cause too much traffic. I really do think it will cause too much traffic. So all you guys are rolling out. As we can see now on the anti-loop, we've got so many trains. So let's go ahead and pull the old guys, the old Flying Scotsman. So what you guys are going to do is you're going to return to the depot, and I want you to sell on return, but that's not going to happen. So let's just return you older guys to the depot, which is going to cause, it's just going to be a bit of a clusterfuck for a while on this line. But once it gets through this phase, everything should be good. I believe used to, I don't know if yous are turning to the depot. Nope, so that should be all the old Flying Scotsmen returning to the depot. You as well, please. So that should be all you guys out. So going forward, we should have 6 of the new trains. And yep, which we do. And then we have 2 of these guys, which I just went ahead and deployed yous recently, so we can go ahead and mess around with that, and we're just going to do the same on the other side as well, basically, to go ahead and increase the capacity of the line. So go ahead and buy you, then jump back over here. So we're going to need, again, 8 carriages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we're into New Year. I need plain, nothing else exciting, and I've pretty much decided I'm not going to do airports on this. If we have the money, we have like $1 billion, then I might try it, because I mean, what else am I going to spend the money on? But you guys are going to get assigned to the clockwise. I'm going to need again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was 6. Oh no, you need 6 actually, because I've not got initially one out there. So let's go ahead and sign all you guys to the clockwise. And our profitability, we might actually lose money for a wee bit here, because this line here is our main money maker. Don't get me wrong, we're still making money. We still will make money if this makes a loss for a while. But it's just the recalling of the trains and assigning the new trains out there. It's going to just cause a few problems. I mean, trains are still leaving this depot here, for God's sake. I believe that is the last one, though. It might not be. Coming to think about it, I think it is, though. Yeah, you should be good. I need to add in more lights as well in general. But let's start pulling you old guys back to the depot. It's kind of a shame, actually. It's the end of the good old Flying Scotsman, which we have used for an incredibly long time. We should get some sellback. I don't really know the sellback value. We won't know until... I mean, it's not like I need the money. But obviously, if we can take the money, then we might as well. So, we will leave, I guess, these new ones. The ones that are using the class... What is it, A4? You guys are using the class A4 for now, but we will upgrade your carriages once everything settles down on those lines. As you can see, the profitability is a bit all over the place, but hopefully it should get things moving a little bit better. It's nice to finally see Loop 2 in the profit, both lines. The ante is... It's always been leading the charge, actually. But that is overall going well, and hopefully that should just increase and increase and increase, and I'm happy to keep... I mean, you've already got Class A4, so you're not using Flying Scotsman, so everything is good there. And that is the train situation done. Looking at all the buses, the auto upgrades we set at the start of this episode, you guys should have all been completed. So we can go ahead and remove yous. And it's nice to see those bus lines now gone from under 1 million to into the million, if not 2 million. Some of yous could do with a little bit more work. But the frequency for them all seems good, around about a minute, which I'm happy with. Some of them we could go ahead and maybe alter, but I'm not going to do that in this episode, because I'm mainly working on the trains, and we'll look at the buses another time. My big problem though is sail, and sail is still causing me an issue. So sail is causing me an issue. So we have a lot of incoming vehicles, which we'll deal with in a second. Why is there... Oh, I know why. We'll leave that. We'll deal with all the selling in a minute, and we need to go ahead and deal with what is going on in sale. Like, what is going on sale? Literally, like, people are just walking everywhere, which I just don't want. I really just don't want this. I mean, okay, it's 26 people waiting there for trams, which is good. 3 people waiting there. It's just not enough. And again, we're getting a bit of a queue issue here. Yeah, we are. This is the fucking problem. This is what's really annoying me. I think we need to pull the tram out of here and have the tram stop in a different place. That's what we really need. We need to avoid it using this road in general. This road needs upgraded, actually. This is... Right, you know what? Let's go ahead and make a change to the line very quickly. So let's go ahead and change the tram stop to out here. Even though it might not be very good, we need to go ahead and delete some of the old stops, actually. So let's go ahead and delete you, because you're not in use anymore. I think you were the only one. You annoyed me during editing. So let's go ahead and alter the tram line and see if it can make any difference. So, stops 5 and 13, so we need to go ahead and remove stops 5, and then we also need to go ahead and remove stop 12. And then what we're going to do, so after 4 South Street, you're now going to stop here instead, and then after stop 12, you're going to stop here as well. So hopefully that should go ahead and mean that buses get into here a little bit quicker. I think I still need to go ahead and upgrade the road though. It's always been this issue. I'm tempted to go ahead and move this bus station to the bottom of the town, just so we're not getting this queuing issue, because I feel half the time I'm getting very close to resolving it and then I'm not resolving it, and it's just, this has been going on too long and we need to draw a line. That is the fundamental. So let's go ahead and just upgrade this road. We need to get it wider. That is our problem. So we need we have extra large street now, actually. I don't think we quite need that. So what we need bus lanes and we need electric tram tracks. So there we go. So that adds an extra lane, I guess, into each, which is really what we need. Especially at these bits here. You're not going to need a tram track. I think it's just those two bits of road that really need it, to be honest. So there we go, yeah, so that should hopefully cause a bit less traffic. Though I don't want buses sharing the tram lane, there's no need for that. And again, this is where I think there's just too many buses on the ride sail line. I just do, because all you guys are pretty much empty. And you're not, I mean, you are bringing some people, but there's just too many of you guys. So time to go ahead and cut you guys out. And again, it's really strange. Loop 2 clockwise is in the negative, it bounces back to the positive. Like, where's that coming from? Very strange indeed. Anyway, so we're going to take buses off the... This is strange, because it's at a 2 million profit. But I don't know how, because you're carrying so little people. 26 seconds is way too much. That's the bottom line. Let's get you all the way to 45 seconds. Literally, that is how many buses I'm going to go ahead and remove. And then we can go ahead and assign you guys elsewhere. That is us into 1969. LOL. No new unlocks, unfortunately. Let's continue to pull buses off this line. And make my life hopefully a little bit easier. So the frequency is getting higher, which is good to see. Looks like this place has got a little bit busier all of a sudden, actually. Yeah, this is the problem now. Oh, for fuck's sake. I should have built the tram stop further along. But then again, people are getting off the tram and going to use the bus, which is good. The problem is, the issue I'm having here is we need to go ahead and have a larger entrance. An entrance which has 2 lanes. So what I'm thinking of doing is we could go ahead and try out you. What's your entrance like though? Your entrance is still only 2 lanes, that's the problem. But then you wouldn't be queuing for as long, that's true. So we could go ahead and just change the station entirely, but again now the backlog's gone. Which is good, so that problem is solved, so just going forward we need to hope that everything will be okay. I think it should be okay. I mean, there seems to be a lot more people around here now. The problem is though that there's too many people walking around this town. That's my dislike. That's my real dislike. I think what we need is we need a direct connection between this train station up here, which I mean this place just isn't getting enough use. And that's why I feel this line is struggling, this train line is struggling. Just because it's not getting the proper support from Sail. And Sail's a big place. Sail has... That's maybe shrunk. Not gonna lie. I thought it was bigger than that. 1,200s. Interesting. Wembley's grown. I don't know. I don't think these towns are doing too well compared to the growth of the other towns, that's for sure. Not gonna lie there. But with that done, let's just go ahead and very quickly check how our trains are doing. So it looks like they are starting to get back into the profit. The loop ANSI and the loop clockwise, they were down about 1-2 million there, I don't know if you noticed, but they're going back up now, and hopefully they should just be going ahead and making life easier. Gee, I say that, but there is so many people waiting on trains. Saying that people are, they're processing relatively fast. It's mainly for the loop, which is understandable. Are you trains full that are actually coming in? There's no train here right now. Okay, there's another blockage issue. Okay, yes, you're the old trains, so the old trains are still getting removed, so I guess that's understandable. You're an old train, so yeah, so it's not quite dealt with all the effects of the old trains getting removed yet, so we can't really analyze it properly. I really want to see one of the new trains in action and see how full it is. Again, this station got a lot of people waiting. Good to see people waiting on every line. That's really nice to see. Is this a new train? How full are you? 168 out of 168. Absolutely wonderful. And you're coming into the profit, which is even better. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this episode up here. I think we've achieved a lot. It's mainly the trains I wanted to go ahead and upgrade in this episode, which I feel we've done. We're going to have to look at rides in the next episode. Haverhill and... Nah. Get out. So, oh dear. Things are getting really difficult to keep on top of, and that's what's starting to worry me. I think we're going to have to permanently play the game in ×1 speed. Like legit, like there's so many issues which I have to deal with. Fairford, for example, you've got a big issue. Paisley Bridge train station needs work. Philly train station needs work. I guess that's all one line though. Ride, the town itself, and the train station needs work. Sale, you need your problem solved, which we're maybe getting there. Chesham could do with a little bit of tweaking on the buses, I think. Haverhill, you could definitely do with your bus route getting changed. Curtin, we've not looked at in a long time. You seem to be doing good though, which is good to see. Schniffnal, I've not mentioned Schniffnal in ages, and Schniffnal, it definitely has outgrown its bus station, let's put it that way. It's definitely outgrown it, so we need to go ahead and work on maybe adding a connect. Could definitely see that. Verwood, we've not been out to Verwood in absolutely ages. Verwood's not doing very well, it's not growing very well at all. We need to work on that. Up to Greenlays. Greenlays isn't doing too bad actually. It's got good connections, which is nice to see. However, we've not worked on a lot of these places in a while. Willesden, for example. So we need to go ahead, and I think that's why we're going to continue playing on ×1 speed going forwards, and we're not going to be working on goods, because I just want to deal with passengers. I'm not going to find goods enjoyable, I don't think. So I'm just going to stick with passengers. Anyway, with that said, what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this episode up here, and then we're going to continue to tackle these massive challenges in the next episode. Just look how busy this train station is. Like, look how busy. It's just absolute madness, man. I cannot believe that. And I guess we're going to go ahead and probably sell all the trains as well, and hopefully get some sell back value as well. So thank you very much for watching this episode. Hope you have enjoyed it. Please leave a like rating, subscribe if you are new around here. That's all for this video, so thank you very much for watching. My name is ConflctNerd Callum, and I'm out.